I once again have my co-host, Pepper, who's constantly wondering why I'm moving her little mat all the time. But yeah. The Power of Your Subconscious Mind by Joseph Murphy is a book that was released in 1963. There is an audiobook of it on YouTube. That's how I I haven't actually bought the book. I listen to it every year. If anything, I listen to it multiple times a year because it is that good. And that's what my next couple videos are going to be about, is this book. Because without this book, I wouldn't be the manifester that I am today. And thank you, Christina, my sister, shout out to you for telling me about this book and telling me that it was an audiobook on YouTube. Because after that, I listened to it and it changed my life. So that's why I want to share it with you all. Basically, this book is about how your subconscious mind rules our reality and the reason why we see what we're seeing and why we're in the reality that we're in is because of your subconscious mind. And mostly we think it's our conscious mind that rules, but it's your subconscious mind, which is more susceptible when you're sleeping, and it's the things that you inherently believe to be true. So just a quick example is if you constantly think like, I'm broke, I'm living paycheck to paycheck, I'm just making ends meet. Like, if you believe that inherently, then you're gonna keep seeing that in your reality. My dog, you can hear her, she's just roaming around. So the first, she's loud. You really have to change your subconscious mind before anything, because if you constantly keep believing that you're broke, then your reality is going to keep showing you that. I obviously know that it's not that easy, especially when it comes to finances. It's just a very surface level example. Another example, which I got from a friend, she told me that after she had a car accident one time, she constantly kept getting into fender benders and car accidents. And she's like, she came up to me one day and she said, I cannot stop getting into car accidents. Like, I don't know what to do. I have totaled I have 3 cars that are totaled. And she just felt like it was a curse or something like that. And I told her, this is when I was really into the book. I'm still into the book, but when I had first read it, I was like, this is the Bible to me, basically. And so I was like, girl, you have to start changing your beliefs about being in a car, and just your beliefs about being in a car and driving. You have to change that before anything, because it's not going to change, because you inherently believe, I always get into car accidents, I always get into fender benders, something's always happening to me. And I'm not going to say she's a bad driver, because she was saying most of the time people would run into her, and so she just felt like I said, it was a curse, or she was really unlucky. And so I told her, every time you get into the car, you have to tell yourself, I am safe, I am protected. And I gave her just a little affirmations and stuff, and she basically said that after a while she stopped getting into car accidents. And I'm giving this example because I'm just saying how much our subconscious mind rules our reality. And some people say oh no, it's just coincidence or whatever, but really, honestly, that's what it comes down to, is your subconscious mind rules your outer reality. And that's why we are stuck in the same cycles, or stuck in negative cycles, or things like that. So I'm going to talk about a manifestation method that Joseph Murphy talked about in his book, and the following videos that I post will be about these different manifestation methods that he has. The first one I'll be explaining is my favorite one and the way I manifest the most. It's called the mental movie method, and it's basically like it states. It's a movie in your head that you play every single night before going to bed. So there's 3 things I'm going to say about this. Number 1, you have to do it before you go to sleep. Right before you're like, when you're tired, that's when your subconscious mind is the most susceptible to accepting whatever it is you're thinking. Number 2, be specific. And I know there's a lot of YouTubers out there and people out there who say like, don't be specific, be general, because then you could be blocking, I'm more saying like, be specific about the details in your movie. So like, it's gonna be a cloudy day that day, not like, oh, I want I don't know. I just think be specific, because I've been specific and it's worked for me, but on little details, not on like things that are huge. Unless you really know you want to work for a company, then be specific on that. But like be specific. And I'm going to give you an example of my personal story with this and how I manifested and how I was specific, so you understand. But the third thing is to be consistent. Kind of like going to the gym, you only see results if you're consistent, really. So you have to do this every single night before you go to bed. And you can skip like a day, but if you skip weeks at a time or a week, then your momentum, it dies out. And then if you skip a week, you're not really going to remember what you visualized 2 weeks ago. So that's why being consistent is really important. Okay, so, and just also another thing, just a little tidbit, is to have patience and to be determined. If it's something you kind of want to manifest and you're like, oh yeah, like I kind of want a new bike, then I don't think you'll be as motivated to do it every single day. But if you're like, no, I want this so bad, I need this to change my reality, or I need this to show up in my reality, then I'm pretty sure you're probably going to be more consistent and you're going to make sure you do it every day. So I think it just depends on like your motivation, your determination, and patience, just not giving up, like with anything in life, right? So my personal example, it was like when I was 18 or 19, I don't remember, but I basically manifested a relationship with the mental movie method. And the detail that I really held on to in this movie, my visualization, was a specific song. It was my favorite song at the time. It wasn't very popular, so I thought like, this is the detail I'm gonna put in my visualization. My movie is this person's gonna play this song when we're together. They're gonna know this song, and then I'm gonna know like, oh, this is the relationship that I've been manifesting or whatever. And honestly, I didn't go into mental movie method like what it is, but it's basically you just visualizing, and you could be in third person or you can be in first person in the movie, whatever. I usually visualized first person, and you just visualize the same thing. So if you want to go on a vacation somewhere you've always wanted to go to, like Mexico, Cancun, then visualize the same thing every night. If you change it up every day, then it's not going to work, because you're just focusing on different things every night. But if it's like, okay, Cancun, what am I visualizing? Walking into the resort. And of course, you're not going to know like how the resort's going to look, because you don't even have it booked. But you just have to, that's what's difficult about this manifestation method, is you have so much freedom. Like, what are you going to focus on? So maybe if you're manifesting like a date, then where are you going to be at? Like, you're like, well, I don't know, like somewhere. But I personally, I would be more specific. Like, I mean, not so specific that it's like you don't let the universe do anything, but like be like, okay, we're gonna be at dinner here in downtown. That's specific, but not, you know, it's not too general. Downtown, and then, you know, where he's gonna order a steak, or, and I know it just sounds so detailed, but like the more you visualize it every night, the more you're gonna want to be detailed, and then the more you're gonna like feel what it feels like to be on that date, or feel the happiness you feel to be in front of a beach in Cancun. So, and then that is when your subconscious mind really believes it and takes it as true. And then eventually it's gonna happen. And when it happens, you're gonna be like, I knew this was gonna happen. Rather than forcing it and being like, oh my gosh, like, is this ever gonna happen for me? Like, no, you genuinely, truly believe. Like, I got to the point in my mental movie method when I have used it every single time when I've been consistent, towards the end of when I got what I manifested, like close to it, I didn't even question whether it was gonna happen for me. I was like, this is happening. It's just when. And I never really like asked when. I just thought, well, it's gonna happen soon. And it would happen. And I'm like, I knew it. And seeing it play out in front of you, something that you visualized for like, I think it was 2 months that I visualized before it actually happened. It is like, I can't even describe the feeling. It's like magical. You almost can't believe it. You're like, what? I visualized this for 2 months and it's really happening. And that song that I'm talking about actually did play. It was, I can't even, it's just, you can't believe it. You're like, oh my gosh, it happened. It's magical. You realize in those moments how freaking powerful we are. And we're so powerful. I think we don't even realize how powerful we are, and how energy and our mind is, I can go on and on. But yeah, so mental movement method, that is my favorite. It's helped me manifest a lot of things. There's a lot of other methods that he goes through, which I will explain in my upcoming videos, so you'll have to wait for that. Or you can listen to the audiobook or get the book yourself. It's on Amazon and all of the places that sell books. And if you do read it, or, you know, listen to it, let me know what you think in the comments. I would love to hear your manifestation stories. Put them in the comments below. Thank you for watching. I appreciate it. And also thank you so much for all the support I've been getting from my first video. I was so nervous to start this channel, and I started it and it was great. I got so much more support than I thought I was gonna get, and I could not be more grateful and thankful. And yeah, I love you all. I'm wishing you all love, light, and happiness, and I will see you next time.